This is Roy Peck Field. I have spent more hours here than anywhere else in my hometown, both as a player and as a coach. I've learned some of my hardest lessons on this field, but I've also met some of my very best friends here. One of those friends was Nathan Hatfield. This is one of my favorite memories of Nate. In his first ever game for our baseball team, he got hit with a pitch that broke his nose and gave him a serious black eye. Tragically, on January 20th, 2014, Nate ended his own life well before he could give the world everything that he had to offer. Nate's death was something that I would have never expected. He was one of those kids that would never let anyone down. He worked harder than anyone else to be the best player and person that he could be. I never heard Nate speak a bad word about another person, and I never saw him hesitate to make the younger kids on the team feel better about themselves. Now I want to jump forward almost an entire year to a couple of days before Christmas. A mutual friend of Nate's and mine mentioned to me that he was trying to plan a road trip to California. I was instantly interested. As long as I had known Nate, taking a road trip to California was something that he just would not let go. I couldn't think of a better way to honor Nate's memory, and I had a hope that the trip would provide me with some much needed closure. The day we were supposed to be leaving for the trip, I almost decided not to go. I only knew one of the people that I was getting into the car with, and I didn't have anything in common with them except for Nate. As it turned out, having Nate in common was all that any of us needed to make this a trip to remember. Before we even got to Las Vegas, we agreed that if we saw something that Nate would do, we would do it too. I cannot explain how much greater this made the trip for me. I did things on this road trip that I never would have imagined myself doing. I ate sushi off a pier in San Francisco. I rode for an hour on the LA subway just to find Chinatown. I found a childhood hero on the Walk of Stars. I camped on a beach, and I finally got to see the sun set over the ocean. I even danced on Fremont Street in Vegas, and I don't dance. Ever.
And now check out the black and the white boy.
By the end of the trip, I was sad to be leaving California and my new friends. Did I mention that two of them are now my roommates? Though I was sad, I was also heading home with a clear head for the first time in months. I hadn't forgotten what it was like to have fun, but I had certainly forgotten what it was like to enjoy life. This quote by Alan Bloom exemplifies a huge part of the reason why I want to be a teacher. On the surface, the quote seems to talk about helping students move into the light by giving them the information they need to get there. However, I also think this quote can be taken as a call to action for teachers to help students who may be struggling to get everything they can out of life. I want to be the kind of teacher that students can go to on days that they are feeling like the world has turned its back on them. I hope to pull on my experience from losing Nate and then going on the road trip in order to be able to help students in their time of need. If anything, the trip taught me that I couldn't spend time not living my life to the fullest. I had to take charge of my feelings and drive myself to live. I haven't stopped being upset about Nate's death, and I still have rough days. But I know now that I can live for a person that doesn't get that chance anymore. Happiness is one of life's greatest goals, but you have to live to get there.